So you talk about worry. Um, One of the things we struggle with as human beings is uncertainty. And I think uncertainty leads a lot of people to make bad decisions because they rush towards what they consider a certain outcome rather than sitting with the uncertainty, and waiting for their pitch, so to speak. 2009, you become a free agent. There's this period of uncertainty. What's going to happen? Are you excited about being a free agent? Are you afraid of being a free agent? What are the healthy thoughts and the unhealthy thoughts that go through your mind as a free agent?
I was excited because I'd never been a free agent before. I played 11 years. I never hit free agency. So I thought, well, this is good, maybe get a little pay raise, and thought I'd stay with the Vikings, because that's what I knew. And so free agency started, and the phone's not ringing. And I remember I'm calling my agent. And all of a sudden, I'm like, I'm thinking, oh, maybe we'll go to a new, you just kind of like, it's all the good stuff. Oh, big contract, maybe a Florida team, will get out of Minnesota winter, And now the phone's not ringing. So now all of a sudden it's like, wait, this isn't how this is supposed to go. And then a couple days, and then it's Baltimore, right? Like, Baltimore? Okay. And then Baltimore backs away. Like so John Harbaugh's the head coach of Baltimore Ravens. I called John Harbaugh. I said, hey, players don't do this. But if I was desperate or just kind of like, this was just kind of a real moment, I said, hey, you guys called and said you're interested, and now you say you're not. What changed? He says, well, I think maybe you're just going to use us as leverage to drive the price up on the Vikings. We think you want to stay with the Vikings. You've been there your whole career, you're a hometown guy. I said, let me tell you something. I don't know John Harbaugh. I said, if I come in for a visit, I'm seriously considering your team if you want me. He says, that's what I wanted to hear. So it's like 5:30 at night. He says, in the morning, I'll have our people reach out to you and set up travel arrangements. And I said, no. I said, I'm going to go online right now. I'll book the tickets. I'll be on the first flight out in the morning, and I'll see you. And I did. And I don't know. I can't say why, other than maybe it was, I might have done it because it was like a blow to my ego, kind of. So I fly out there, and then I sit down with this guy, John Harbaugh. And I really didn't want to leave the Vikings. It was like, things were good. And I sit across from this guy, and he's on fire. He's talking about how he approaches the team, how he runs his team, his philosophy. He says, it's real simple. He said, we're just going to work as hard as we can work and get as good as we're going to get. And that was the first time. That was the first time in the NFL I'd ever heard a coach talk like that and not talk about winning. Most pregame speeches, it's like, we're going to go out there and we're going to win, right? Well, of course we're going to try to win. He wasn't talking about the result. He was talking about the process. And he was talking about this thing. He said, we said, play like a Raven. Not everybody can be a Raven. He made it like this special thing. You got to be tough. You got to be smart. You got to play like a Raven. That's the standard we hold ourselves to. That was like, they were different. Their identity was not in success. It was in how they worked. Remember, I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, I said, and John and I talk about faith, talk about family. I'm like, I called my dad. I said, Dad, I can't believe I'm telling you this. I said, I want to play for this guy. He says, well, then play for him. I hung up the phone. I said, give me the contract. Let's go. And it turned out to be an amazing experience, not just because we won a Super Bowl, but John and I we'd have amazing conversations about God, about family, about football, about just stuff, And then but on a football field, I don't know if I've ever played for a harder coach. He was demanding. He was to make sure you were going to play like a Raven. But off the field, it was incredible. All the experiences that went along with that for my family, but being able to spend 4 years with him, changed my life. changed my life.
What percentage of players would have made that phone call?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I think I want to say it was probably more out of desperation than anything. I was kind of shocked and put off a little bit. That thought, yeah, I got a pretty good resume. Why isn't anybody calling? I don't know, but something, and that's really not necessarily my character. I think I think about it now. I'm probably more the person to say, they changed their mind. Oh, tough. Like they're gonna regret that and kind of go off. And yeah, so that's really not really my personality, but I don't know, something, right? It's the Holy Spirit, because ended up being a great thing.